What's up, everybody? This is the Ikesinspiration podcast, and today I have a great guest named Jacopo. Jacopo is an entrepreneur who is from Italy with a very interesting story, and so I would love to have him on for him to introduce himself and speak about his story of entrepreneurship.
First of all, thank you to invite me in your podcast. I'm happy to share my story because, my story wanna be something where motivate other human being to moving forward. This is the most important part, I want to share with the world. Yeah. My story is a story where I coming from Napoli, and I live now part in United States, part in Italy, and part in Dubai. Where I born in a loving family in Napoli, where I have two great parents. My family support me from really when I am young, and I play professional soccer from 13 years old until 17 years old. And I play professional, and I leave my city, Napoli, to go around to play with, different soccer team. What's going on, at 17, I have big injury, and I need restarting to reinvent myself because, all my dream, all my passion, everything is related to the dream about soccer. And at 18, until when I am super young, I have this passion to understand people, to understand entrepreneurs, to understand other human beings. And, when the soccer dream finish, I need to reinvent myself. And I want to be somebody where I, create something. I love to create. And at that time, I don't have knowledge. I don't have experience. I don't have money because my family, they have different background. What's going on? I starting to, I opened one first shop in the jewelry space because I started to understand, study the business of diamond, and I becoming gemologic expert. And I take the money from the government from Italy, and I opened this first shop in Napoli. This first shop, unfortunately, I learned my first mistake where, I positioned this shop in the wrong area. And after 6 months, I sleep really technically in the shop at the second floor. Not because my family, they don't want to go back to their house, but because I feel really sad. I feel, I make a big mistake. My life is completely, done because I have debt and I have, I need to find a way how to solve this problem. And I asked to my father to give me some small amount of money to reposition this shop in another location. And I am so 100% convinced that this kind of business will be work. And my father gave me I remember yesterday, 8,000 euro. And with this 8,000 euro, he helped me in everything, to moving all the furniture, everything. I opened in another area. And from over there, I opened 20 shops in different parts of Italy, and I create this multimillionaire business. After this, I starting to around 21, 22 years old to start to invest in real estate in auction in Italy. And I remember yesterday, I make, 34 euro in my first flipping. So beautiful. And from over there, I started to really be passionate about real estate, to the power of the real estate have. And I started to do real estate in Italy, and at 28 years old, around 2009, 10, was going on. The market started to change, like what's happening right now in US too. And I started to see opportunity because I started to read what's going on in Florida. And my market in Italy, in the jewelry space, started to lose revenue. The business in real estate, really started to stop. And I want to find, too, if I am really good with my position for the money and everything, I want to start to feel another adventure because this is my characteristic. I want to create, I want to find the opportunity. And I see the opportunity in Florida. and I moving and I starting over here in Florida.
Gotcha. All right. So it sounds like you've done business both in Italy and in America, right? What would you say the differences are? Because I've obviously, me being in America, I've done a lot of business here. I've never really done business in Europe or in Italy. What would you say the differences is in your experience?
Completely two different worlds. First of all, America, in particular, Florida, give you good clarity about regulation. In Italy, it's more confusing. Second of all, the market is big, is more competitive in the United States, but it's big, which means more opportunity. And third of all, really big difference is about, the possibility to leverage yourself, and find a way, for example, in particular in real estate, for, find money. What it means in deeply is this one, over here in United States, if you have the capacity to find the deal, you find the money. In Italy, if you have the capacity to find the deal, it's really difficult to find the money only if you have good connection with other human being in entrepreneur space. But over here, it's different because money is everywhere and money is available for everybody. They have some kind of opportunity to deal,
Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. And so, yeah, you seem like you have a very international perspective on entrepreneurship that a lot of people don't have. And, the nature of real estate on entrepreneurship and business is that there's a lot of risk. And I'm kind of curious to hear, like, what are some of those stories of entrepreneurship that you've had that you found difficult, but you were able to overcome?
Yeah, the first one, I'll share with you is when I make the first mistake, I learned something in entrepreneur business. The most important step whatever you do, if you open a business, if you invest in real estate, is find correct location. What it means, for example, if you open a business and you want to save some money, you will do the worst mistake in your life. If you do investment and you want to invest in real estate, if you want to invest in area where is not already area, because you know better than me, in real estate you have A, B, C, D area, but you want to invest in, for example, in D area, it's important to have the prospect to understand that this area, D area, is possible becoming a C or B area. And this is important. This means the first thing is important, like to understand the location. Second of all thing I learned is this one. When you have afraid, at that moment when you are afraid, this means you have some kind of change in your heart, is in your mind. And the only way really to moving forward in your life, to go to the next step, is go through this fear, pain, and do if you have fear, to go at the next level. Because if you don't moving forward, you will stop. And if you don't do action, you will not moving. And when you don't moving, technically you don't grow.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I feel like, I think it was Will Smith who said that everything you want is in the other side of fear. And I agree, even though it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to go through what you're scared for, man. And so, moving from Italy to America and Florida, what was the scariest thing that you had to experience and overcome?
Yeah, I tell you the first one. The first month, it completely slept in the floor. And why?
Wow.
Because when I coming over here in United States, I have the possibility already I make money in my country. When I coming with money, I bring investor because they believe in my capacity, in my idea. And I convinced them to coming to invest in United States. But, I miss one part. I don't speak English at that time.
Yeah.
What's going on? I remember like yesterday, I find this place where I rent, but, I don't have the possibility to connect the FPL, because they don't understand me. And, the first thing is like really from the basic. I need at that time I need learn the everything from scratch. And this is the first really big barrier I find, and the different culture, because Europe is different culture mentality. Over here is more oriented for business, and but I see really United States a place of opportunity, because it's a place where if you have idea, you possible bring something good to yourself, to other people too. But the difficulty is, you possible imagine, the first difficulty is the language. Second difficult, starting to new business in another country where you don't have knowledge and nothing. And find the third one, find deal in real estate.
Yeah. And so you and I can understand that. I have immigrant parents who talk about the difficulty of moving from Nigeria to America, and I know there's a lot of difficulties for immigrants, man. And I know you also have like a thick accent, and you English isn't your first language. So do you feel like when you're doing business with Americans or other people, do you feel like that makes it more harder for you to do transactions, or does it make you stand out? Like,
really, I think so. The beauty about the United States, did have like a percent accent or speak, of America. The beauty is from America, and it's like give you the opportunity to everybody to coming over here to bring their capacity, their knowledge, and to do business. When you do business, two most important thing is working. The first one, working with loyalty and and respect the other part. They try to find a win-win situation. The second of all, if you have a number in your mind, I am pretty good about number. You will create really something beautiful. For example, in real estate, where I am, what I love, because it's really a place of opportunity over here in the United States.
Yeah. In Europe, I know I've noticed that when I speak to Europeans, or when I hear them talk about business, they say that things are a lot more slower, and it can take days or weeks just to get something done. Whereas in America, like, we're so like instantaneous. Do you feel like that's the case?
Absolutely, yes. It means it's two completely world different. Europe, America is America, and I'm proud and grateful for this country, because it's a place where you have idea, you find people, you find money, you find everything you want. People, they don't do nothing over here because they don't want to do nothing. Reality, this place is a place where you possible moving forward, fast, grow. You need only have one characteristic: put your face out and go after your dream. And, go through the fair, what we spoke before, go through your fear and your pain. And, from the other sides, you will find something beautiful, because this country until now, I don't know in the next future, give really big opportunity to everybody,
Yeah, that's interesting. So, I'm just curious, Tech. So, do you like the States more than Europe, or not really?
Yeah. What I like, think about something. I live in Miami. Miami is a melting pot of human beings. And think about people, they coming over here, they coming like to have success in their life, and is becoming really a booming city, really competitive and everything. What this means is this one. If you tell me where I want, retirement, I will for sure tell you 100% Europe. Because, the humanity of people is different, because is more opening to relationship. Okay, over here is more business driving. And because I have, I have young age. I have 4 year. I'm 4 years old. I have other different year to push myself. I love to do business over here to enjoy in Europe my family.
I understand. Yeah, because when I speak to a lot of people, it feels like a lot of people from the international side actually like where they came from more than America, but they just come here to make money or whatever, or some type of business, and then come back. So I didn't know that was the case for you, but it definitely sounds like that's the case, man. And
the case means like, I thanks God I have the possibility to enjoy and to, I stay here 7 months in Miami, but I travel every couple of months to Italy. When I take the beauty about both a country,
Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah. No, one thing I like about Europeans is that y'all are really good at like valuing humanity and just and valuing relationships. I've noticed that like y'all move because y'all move slower, it allows you to like just appreciate like people for who they are. And I feel like with America, it's hard to know if someone really cares about you or they just need you. And so talking about that, you mentioned like you brought investors with you and you've been able to cultivate relationship with millionaires and billionaires. How have you been able to do that?
Yeah, I try, because I don't coming from a multimillionaire background or billionaire background, I try to cultivate relationship, the most important part in our life. Think about, for example, one of my best friend is a billionaire from Italy. And how I connect with this human being? I connect because at the time when I take my PhD in Italy in business management, and I try at that time to interview people with, they are at that time, he is not already a billionaire, but he's already like a guy multimillionaire at that time.
Sure.
And this is one way to connect with this kind of people. And another way is to create really a relationship. When you ask and you meet somebody, you ask immediately. People, they immediately think about you want something. But when you give, first of all, people, they will open their heart and you will becoming somebody they will trust you, and this is really the way. And another way is try to go in the place where you find people with the characteristic you want. If you want to find a people millionaire or billionaire, if you live or you stay in a place where you don't see around you this kind of people, you already make a mistake. Normally, everything is you think about everything is first of all give and after you will receive, like how is important this kind of word,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it sounds like when you go into any relationship, you're only looking to give first, so it doesn't feel like you're like a parasite or anything. And so, you have examples of like billionaire friends that you met, or do you feel comfortable sharing that and like sharing the story of like how you specifically met them, like
Yeah, one in particular. How I tell you, one I have two billionaires. One I met, when I do my PhD. I told you, like I interview him, and from over there, I never ask nothing, but I create this relationship, like because I really like this human being. And the other one, maybe 6-7 years ago, over here in Miami, I try to buy property, and I buy different kind of the property. And I go in one property one time where is a luxury property. I offer to this guy really important money, and from over there we started this kind of relationship. And now is many years we are in connection with him. We hang out when he's in Miami. We have good relationship, a different interests in common, in business and in life. And this is one way. I think so. The good way to find people with money, if you do business, connect with people during the business, and second of all, go to the place where you find this kind of people, and you will find this kind of people. But remember, don't ask before you give, because if it's not, nobody open the door.
Yeah. No, I hear that, man. Yeah, it's always good to be a go-giver. And so, man, this is interesting that you talked about all these relationships that you've been able to foster. And I'm sure that you probably learned a lot from hanging out with such people. What would you say you've learned from hanging around these men?
Yeah, I think so. I see big difference from these two categories, from billionaire and multimillionaire. It's two words completely different, really. The billionaire, what I see, they have different kind of vision. What this means, for example, and I shared the other day in another podcast, like when they see a business they want to buy, they don't see only for a business or property, whatever it is. They don't see only the cap rate, how much money they will make on the money they put in the business. They see really how they will modify the process about the business to escalate the business. What it means, they see how the process working and understand how they possible moving this process to really have the possibility to bring the business at the next level. Millionaire, like they think about more, close mind about number. What this means, they think about more cap rate. They think about more capacity to bring money on the money. But a billionaire, they have this kind of view completely different. Every business they try to acquire, they see how they possible change the process of the business to bring the business at the next level. And it's a really big difference. And I see really when I speak with this kind of people, what their mind going. And really, honestly, I see this kind of human being, they have a really different kind of mind where they don't see wall in front of their mind. They see opportunity, and plus, they do, and they believe in something probably you started to think about they are crazy, but in reality, after they make this craziness reality,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's interesting. So you say they tend to focus more about. You say you feel like billionaires tend to focus more about the process of the business, while millionaires seem to focus a lot more on like the cap rate and ownership of the business.
Yeah, it means is a really think about is a big difference, because the process is how you really possible bring some kind of business at the next level. The number of the ownership about the business is something completely different. You see mathematics, you see something where if the number working, it's okay. If the number is not working, something is not really is not for me. They are completely different because they add the value to the business, and they see in the people they working in the business if they have the characteristic to bring the business at the next level.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting remark. How do you feel like you've noticed any specific habits that they may have, or lifestyle differences?
I need to tell you the reality. It means, for example, myself, I do like a lot of, I have like my practice method, like MPB, meditation, pray, biohacking, and exercise. But for example, in this particular case of these two, my friend, they are like the genius. What this means, if you see their life, probably you think about they are, no regular. I don't know if I possible, they are really this kind. In particular, these two friends I have, they have no. They are not involved a lot in a lot of entrepreneurs. They do like me, like exercise or whatever. Mm-hmm. But their mind, I see when I speak with them is a next level, because they have they don't have a barrier. They don't have any kind how I possible share with you. They don't have a filter. They have whatever they think, they realize, if they see is some kind of barrier for to do this kind of business, they find a way to moving around and to find the correct process to bring this business at the next level. But in reality, in particular, these two, my friend, they don't have any kind of specific process. They like read a lot, but, they are no, morning people like me. They are no exercise people. They do the basic exercise, walking, but, they are not super involved. But what I see they have, they have, they have resilient, and they don't stop until they don't arrive at their goal. This is for sure. This is one.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, and because I feel like at that level, that makes sense that you have a lot of resilience, because in order to get what you want, you pretty much you can't quit. And so, do you feel like when you talk to them, they have a lot of time on their hands? Because one of the things I'm beginning to realize about wealth is, I feel like poor people are really obsessed with money. Wealthy people are obsessed with their time. And I think that's important. Do you feel like they manage their time really well, or do you feel like they're really busy?
Yes.
Yeah.
What it means like something important for people, they have money, is to respect their time and other time of other people too. What it means that they try to spend time with people they give something to their life. It means not necessarily if they do business, want people they bring business. But if they have really relationship, they want somebody bring relationship. Because at their level, they don't have any more to ask to anybody. They have everything they want, and they have more than what they imagined before. What it means the time is more valuable thing. And I think so for everybody, when you satisfy the basic problem everybody they have, the bill, the house, blah blah blah, the time is the most important part in our life. And to acquire time, you need to create wealthy, because if it's not, you will work every time in your life. And the only way to create wealth is in two ways: to entrepreneur business or to real estate. That's it. There's no other way.
I know, I understand that. And so I'm just curious, from your observation, do you feel like when you meet them, they're incredibly busy, or like they just have so much time on their hands because they're delegating tasks, if that makes sense? Absolutely
not. They have, for each business, they have one person they really trust. And when they are, for example, with me, they are, really focused in our conversation. They don't have blocking of the phone. The phone is blocking because they respect my time, and because I know my time is valuable like them, like how your time, everybody the time is so important. They respect this part, and we enjoy the time if we hang out to have some kind of funny, or if we go out to do business, we have clear what we do at that time. But absolutely no, they have clear mind where every business is delegated to somebody, and they control the business.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, so that's good. So you mentioned something called the MPBE method, and I definitely would like to dive into that, because for me, one of the things about the podcast, me personally, I aspire to be a multimillionaire. I don't really care to be a billionaire because I don't want to be too obsessed with money, but I want to have a balance of health, happiness, wealth, family, and relationships. And so, I when I was learning about your MPBE method, it sounds like it does a good job of doing that. So can you explain to the audience what is that and how does it benefit you?
Yeah, I want to share something important. I think so. This method really, I assembled this method. It's really changed my life. Why? Because when during my transition, I have different pain points in my life, and one pain point is when I coming over here, United States, really difficult for me. Language barrier, culture different, starting new business or whatever. And I feel at that time really alone, sadness inside. And I find my friend where he in Italy, he's really every time motivated, he have energy and everything. And I asked, what's going on? What do you do to have this kind of energy? He told me he used meditation transcendental.
Wow.
When starting this kind of the practice, meditation transcendental, completely changed my life. My mind go at the, when I need to decide some kind of the important task, I meditate before, it give me energy for the day. And after, I create this method where for meditation and morning, because I wake up really early in the morning at 4:30 in the morning, pray, because I pray is something where give you some connection with whatever you believe. And biohacking, I use different kind of device where, I reprogram every day my mind. If I feel sad when I wake up or I eat the day before, I know why I feel in this way. I reprogram my mind with this kind of device. And exercise, I do some kind of exercise where they bring me oxygen in my body and my mind, where I have more clarity for my day, And I show up to other human being in the best way I possible do for my life,
Awesome, man. So it sounds like MPBE method stands for the meditation, prayer, biohacking, and exercising, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool, man. I would say I do 3 of the 4. I pray every day. I exercise like 3 times a week, and I meditate like maybe once a week. I don't biohack, and so I'm just kind of curious, what is biohacking and how and what does that look like for you?
Yeah, biohacking is something where I starting to learn many years ago, because I think so everybody, we want to use our mind, our body in the best way. And how you possibly use your mind and your body in the best way? In 2 ways. First of all, to have correct nutrient in your body, and second of all, to use your body in the way correctly. But what's going on? Biohacking is really I don't know how I call if it's a discipline, but it's a way how to improve yourself with food and integration plus different kind of device. But it's important, something I want to share with you. If the thing really important for me, if I don't use the device, for me, this is not really, I am not really dependent from the device. What this means, if tomorrow I don't have this device help me reprogram my mind, I feel okay, because I have, my base is the meditation. The meditation gives me the same characteristic about this kind of device. But, more important, I think so, is really to focus on what you eat every day and what is your integration, because when you integrate your body with the correct mineral, with the correct nutrient, you will feel better and you will have more energy for your goal. This is my motivation why I do this kind of the practice,
Yeah, a lot of people talk about happiness and how important that is for them. I think one thing that often doesn't get spoken enough about when it comes to the conversation of happiness is literally your health. And I feel like when you eat better, you exercise better, you literally feel better and feel happier. And I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough. And so I've been really prioritizing my health. Even when I'm healthy, I just want to feel healthier and be fitter for my own mood and overall performance. What are some foods and supplements you're using to optimize yourself?
Yeah, I want to share with you something. For example, until a couple of years ago, I try different kind of integration, and I read a lot and I use this kind of the integration. But what I learned, because I am not a doctor, I learned something, I want some company give me the possibility to bring to my house, the correct vitamin I need. And what's going on now is couple of years, I use this company. I don't have any interest in this company. The name is Viomeo. And what they do a test where they test your saliva and your blood, and based in this characteristic, they will give you the correct mineral, the correct probiotic you need for your body. Because what's going on, everybody is different. You are a different human being, respect me, and everybody we need some kind of nutrient in different portion. And because I am capable, because what's going on when I started to take the integration, I use what the mineral they give, what is the portion supposedly I need to take, but this portion is not the same to every human being. I mean, I really suggest this company because it's something really changing my energy and my life, because bring to me in my house, this kind of the mineral where, they are based on, the integration is based on my body, in general, it's my in my body, in what I need for my body, No,
I definitely get that. It's very interesting. I'm a pharmacist, and so I often get exposed to a lot of different medications and supplements. And I've never heard of this test. I'm curious. So they put a thing in your saliva.
Yeah,
like they test it.
Yeah, what they do, they send to you a kit where you possible you do the kit to, with this thing where you put the saliva and the blood, and you send it back, and they analyze your situation, your gut, your mineral. And they give you which kind of food is better for yourself. For example, now I know which kind of food is the better for myself. And each 8-9 months, I do this test another time, because better than me, intolerance for food change every time. Age and everything. And what I do every 8 months, 9 months, this test to see if something changed in my body. And based on this, they send to you this kind of product, this kind of supplement, where it's specific for your body, not for general,
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's really cool that they are able to personalize it. So, like in your case, how do they personalize the medication for you? What does your medication or supplement consist of?
Yeah, they sent to me, for example, based in what is my capacity of eat some kind of food. They give me, for example, they divide in different categories. Superfood, what this means, the food I possibly eat. For example, I need eat every day green. What this means, I eat lattuga, I eat different kind the product like I blueberry and strawberry and everything, and they give you superfood, normal food, and food you need to avoid. Based on this, I create with my doctor diet based on this kind of the food, where the food give me energy. And for the part about the supplement, they send to you based in your characteristic, different kind the supplement where you possible use. For example, I use probiotic for the gut. I use other, in the correct proportion inside the pills. They give you a different proportion where they mix inside your package, and you have all the nutrients you need for your day.
Mm-hmm. Man, no, that's cool, man, and it sounds like it's been able to keep you healthy and happy, and so whatever works for you works, and that's interesting. I've never heard of it, but I do really think the personalization aspect of it is awesome. When you speak, I did want to ask you about a question, Jacopo, where you were talking about when you moved to the Americas, you said you felt some type of sadness. Mm-hmm. And you spoke to your Italian friend who responded how meditation helped. Mm-hmm. I just want to talk about that, like the immigration experience. Do you feel do you feel like what were you sad about? And do you feel like it's common for immigrants to be pretty sad once they move to America?
I don't think so, because American, in particular, Miami is really everybody. They have nobody's American. Everybody's coming from different kind of world. But what is for me sad, this means all my family is in Italy. I don't have really need to coming in United States. The only reason why I come in United States because I have this inner part inside me to create more. But already in Italy, I have the possibility, to live more. The good. I have my business. I have and I continue to have interest in Italy. What this means, the reason why I coming over here is because I want to create more. I want to bring more value to my life, to other people's life. But what for me I see the big sadness for me in particular is don't have my family near and don't have my really friend over here. Now, after many years, everything passed like the storm. But when I coming, at that time is hard. And the thing is why it's more hard to respect other people. Because when you need to stay in America because you need to eat, you don't have other option. But that time I have the option to go back to my country easily, and I go back, every couple of months because I have a business over there, and my family, my father helped me to control my business. But this kind of thing, I don't want to lose. And it's a game, where you tell yourself why you stay over here, you go back, you have everything normal. But, I have this desire, and thanks God I'm remaining in United States because, I bring my life in another level,
Yeah, no, I would like to focus on that decision because, I haven't traveled internationally, but I moved from different states, and you've mentioned like you had like an inner path or inner voice telling you that you had to move, which I want to talk to you about because it sounded like in Italy, like you had a stable lifestyle. Like it wasn't what everything you wanted it to be, but you had family, you had friends, you had enough to eat and live. So why did you feel so compelled to move here?
Because I see the opportunity, in Florida. I see the opportunity because in 2000, when I arrived in Florida in 2011, at that time is the most important opportunity for real estate because property value go more than 70-80% over here. Couple of years before, you buy a property for $1 million, and when I arrive, you buy a property for 200K. This big number, and because I see this opportunity, I understand that time, 2011 is the moment to stay over here, to don't waste time, to don't cry like a baby, but to moving forward in because this kind of opportunity is not happening every time. Probably, I don't know, probably will pass another time, but that time is really amazing time to coming in Florida in particular. I choose Florida because Miami go down really, really, really bad at that time.
Yeah. That's interesting that you had the foresight, and I know like for the past couple of years, Florida has been an incredibly hot real estate market. I'm not sure if things are still hot or if it's cooling down, but I know like everyone and their mama was moving there. So if you brought real estate there, I'm sure you greatly benefited from it, right?
Yeah. Now the market is a little bit changing, but the reality is this one. Florida is coming a place where people they coming because the state gives security, and over here in particular in Miami, in the county of Miami-Dade is really a place where where a lot of people with really serious money moving over here, moving company over here. Now the real estate is slowing, but slowing in different part of the country.
Yeah.
Interest and everything. But I hope so, or I don't know because don't depend from me and you. We have in the next future we don't have the same problem we have in the past. 2008, 2009. I don't think so, but don't depend from us.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, Florida, it seems to be like a great market. I hear a lot of people saying excellent things about moving there, and I get it. The weather is nice. It's a exciting state. I definitely get why a lot of people are there, and it seems like a lot of entrepreneurs gravitate towards it because if I'm right, there's a 0% tax too or something, right? So you don't have to really worry about losing your money for like state from taxes.
Yeah, and the reality, because is one of state Florida where is almost is a country where you have better tax, better quality of life, better you have a lot of entrepreneurs coming over here. It's melting pot of people, and Miami is becoming a really, really, really important city for this kind of reason. And a lot of people moving over here, because in other states like New York, California, wherever, it is a little bit different now.
Yeah. And so, do you feel like you see a long-term future in Miami? Because I don't know, do you feel like the market is still sizzling, or is it declining, or is it stagnating? And if so, what's the case? How do you feel like you will respond to that?
Yeah, correct question. I love this question. In this moment of my life, I see something. Real estate in Miami, in particular, because I acquire at the correct time the correct property. For me, I already take the big advantage for what my portfolio I invest. And what this means for me don't make sense to sell what I have, what I created,
Sure.
because I know Miami in the from now to 10 years will be more important than what is right now. But in the next couple of years, 2-3 years, probably we will see some kind of down in some kind of space, like for example, condominium, for example, this multifamily, because people they leverage too much and opportunities coming. But I personally I starting, because I love to investigate. I starting to see opportunity around the county of Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, because what's going on. The situation of here is this one. A lot of working people they don't have any more possibility to live over here because becoming so expensive, and they wanna moving a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half from over here. When you're moving in 1 hour and a half, they need some place to live, and I think so. This is another opportunity. It means find a way where people they need to live and create for them something for them.
Yeah. I mean, neither of us are fortune tellers, so we don't know what the hell is actually gonna happen. But I see what you're saying, and it sounds reasonable. As you were speaking, I was thinking about the LA market. I don't know if you're familiar with Los Angeles, but I don't live there, but I know it's been like very hot like the last couple of years. But then just as fast as it went up, like it's also just went down like really quickly. And it seems like a lot of people are evacuating because it's too expensive to live in. So it's not everything you were saying reminded me of that. And so, Jacopo, I know you're also working on a book. And I think the name of the book is Healthy, Rich, and Happy. Which is I like that. I like the name, the words of it, and the title of the book. How long did it take you to write that book, and what was the process of writing that book like?
Yeah, okay. The process is I started to write the book around 2020. And the process for me is really, I am really resilient and really methodologic. What this means? Every day at 4:30, I do my meditation, my method. And after I started to write 1 hour, 1 hour, certain kind of word. I have, at that time, specific amount of the word I need to write every day. And like this, I arrived to a couple of years ago to have the book finished. But I only decide to launch this book this year because I want to launch in the correct way, and one way is to communicate through podcasts and through other kind of event the possibilities book, because for this book for me is so important for only one reason. is to share something good, a method where in this book I create, this method MPP, and the second part of the book where I explain in the detail how really acquire real estate correctly, how find deal, how becoming a multimillionaire in the space of real estate. Because I think so when you receive something from in your life, it's obligation to share with other human beings. It's not a choice. It's obligation, and this is the reason why I do this book.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And that's just, it's interesting to me. I would like to talk about your morning routine, because you said you wake up at 4:30 every day, and then you meditate, and then for an hour you write. So for the last 4 years, you've been spending an hour a day writing this book?
Correct. For the last from 2019 around 2022, I do this take time like 3 years where I do this kind of project every time, and this is like the only method to create something, because if you choose to do something, you need to have a clear strategy, a clear method where every day you do small improvement, and finally you arrive at something. Now in this case is the book. Other part of my life is relationship, other part is money, other part is family. It's like I divide my life in business, family, and relationship, and this kind of three things I try to improve every day with something. This is the most important, because if you don't take care about all this part, finally you possible becoming the most good friend, but you don't have money. Or in other way, if you do only business, you becoming the most important business in your family, but you don't have family, you don't have friends. I think so. It's not the word balance. I think so. It's another word. You need to try to be the best in each side of your life every day, but you need to improve every day in what you do.
Yes, I completely agree, man. I'm definitely all about being the best man you can possibly be, and that's the purpose of this podcast. And I love that you wrote a book that focuses on all three of those different values: health, happiness, and riches. From writing this book, I'm sure it must have been a pretty introspective journey and a lot of work, and you must have learned a lot about yourself from writing such a book. What would you say you've learned about yourself and the world?
Yeah, I learned, first of all, in this book, because what's going on, I read a lot of books in my life, and what I find is this: a lot of books, they told you a core story, okay? I don't want to tell you a core story. I want to share with the other human being practical and pragmatic. What it means, I understand, like meditation, for example, is not something like a woo-woo, but something really working. And I find, for example, in this book, I share where I take study from university where I read, and I put inside the book to tell who read, hey, this is not my word. This word is coming to scientific prospect. And all my book is based on this. It's based on show the people what I wrote in the book is something concrete, something real, because it's coming from correct source. And I take each word in this book is support to the correct source. What it means, when I read something, I want to understand in the back if it's true or not. And how you know if it's true or not? You go to the main source, to university, to people they know more about you, and they, and I put this kind of information inside the book. And another thing really important: whatever is working for me is not necessarily working for another human being. This is important, but what I tell you is this one. This is basic. If you meditate, if you pray, if you do exercise, for sure 100% you will feel better. If you do some kind of how find the deal real estate, you do some kind of cold calling in some kind of way. If you do analyze the property in some kind of way, how I explain the book, for sure in the long run you will have result. This is reality. That's
Yes.
it. It's possible working better for somebody, less better for other people. But if you put yourself, you started to do this kind of thing, you will have result,
Yeah, and that's the beauty of life. Like, you may not get everything you want immediately, but if you keep pushing at it and you have the wisdom and the knowledge, whether it's cold calling, meditating consistently, praying, journaling, or writing for 1 hour every day, you're bound to achieve your results. And I'm glad that you're an epitome of that. And so for readers or for those who are maybe interested in your book, can you give like a practical example of something that's like very valuable that that would make them want to tune into the book?
Yeah, like for example, what I share about real estate, something important. For example, I have a clear strategy how I invest in real estate. How I invest in real estate, I divide in 3 sections my kind of investment. First of all, I have the flipping aspect. What this means, I buy property, fix and resell to have the money coming in inside my bank account. Second of all, I create another section for the investment, and I explain inside the book how where find, which kind the list you need to buy, where you find this kind of information, where you buy the correct list and everything inside the book. And the second part, the second segment I invest is property for cash flow. Why? For example, the property for cash flow give you the possibility when the market is flat, like now in Miami, to have the possibility for myself to have every month incoming in my bank account. And this gives me freedom, because if I want to travel tomorrow morning, I travel tomorrow morning. And the third one, really important, the segmentation, where I explain in the book, is find land located in the area where in the next 5 years will be growing exponentially. This is so important, because when you position it yourself in these 3 segments where you have a flipping, if the flipping is stopping, okay, because market is free or whatever happening, you have the cash flow. The third one give you really the capitalization about your investment, where from now to 5 years, if you find the correct place where you study around this area what's happening, this bring you your money at 10x, and This is the way how I invest and how I explain and how doing practically no work inside the book. I explain where you need to go, what you need to do, what you need to search, because this is reality. The other thing, I never like people, they told me something where they don't practice. I do 355 flipping for myself. I live with my portfolio cash flow, and I invest every day in property, because this is my life. This is what I love,
Yes. Yeah. No, you practice what you preach. And sometimes I feel like some of these really successful people, they don't give up their game and they speak too vaguely about what they're actually doing. So, talking about practicing what you preach, are you yourself healthy, rich, and happy?
I am super healthy, rich, and happy. But not only now I have the possibility to enjoy my life, but from when I am young, thanks God, I have in my heart the healthy and the rich and the happiness, because something bringing me to every time to the next level in my life is to go to pain with to understand really. If I want to go at the next level, I need to go through the pain. It's no other way. That's it. And two, if now in my life I possible at 4 years old find really I have everything I never imagined. For me, I want moving forward at the next level, not for the money, but because if you don't growing in your day, really you feel sad, feel and what's happening. I want to share with you something.
Sure.
I see something where when people aging, they lose their dream. They lose passion. They lose their mentality because they started to adequate to be normal, to stay in the normal life. And when you stay in this kind of situation, over there where you really die, I think so. Because for me, it's to create something, but this is myself, other human beings probably have a different kind of idea. But, if I don't grow every day, if I don't learn something, if I don't moving at the next level in the business or in relationship or with my family to bring joy to them, I bring them everywhere in the world. Life is this kind of thing. It's no other, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned pain, and it's a very interesting thing, man. Pain, I feel like is the source of a lot of people's success, but a lot of pain is also the source of a lot of people's despair. And I feel like there's so many different types of pain, but you either could choose the pain of growth or you could choose the pain of stagnation. And it's like, which one do you want? I choose the pain of growth. Because you like whatever you're doing, if it's new, there's gonna be a growing pain because you've never done it. But if you don't do anything, I think it's even more painful to not grow and learn or stay where you stay put. So yeah, man, I definitely agree, man, and I hope more people strive to be a better man and grow.
And you know what? The thing is like this: not everybody we are similar. I mean, it's okay. I choose which kind of people to stay every day, and I respect 100% which other kind of human being where they decide different kind of life. But really important, I want to tell you, if you have this heart inside your body, you want to moving forward. You are in United States, in the country where if everything goes wrong, you will have something. That's it. This is reality. The other thing is bullshit. We are not in the third world country. Over here, whatever problem you have the possibility to resolve the problem. It means in some way. Now, if you have something to go after, because for sure you will have something better than what you are right now. This is reality. That's it.
I completely agree, and I feel blessed to be in America. America is a great country. It's a country full of opportunities, a country full of great people and innovations. And I feel like I have countless opportunities because I'm here. So I agree, man. And I'm so glad you mentioned that. With that being said, man, you clearly are an accomplished man. You have a lot of real estate. You were able to successfully travel to America. You are in the position of publishing your book, which is awesome. What is the ultimate goal for you, Jacopo, with all these different endeavors that you're doing?
Yeah, my ultimate goal is this one. I have one really important dream in my life. I want to try to, becoming a philanthropic entrepreneur to help two kind of people. What this means, I am not at this point right now. What this means, I don't have the possibility now to do philanthropic a big level how I want. What this means, I think so. My dream is to connect two categories of human. One is elderly people, and one is young people. They have the desire to moving forward in their life. Why I tell you this? Because think about something. I don't know why, but our society, when people they becoming old, they are on the left sides of the street.
Yeah.
Young people, they won't understand to people they have more experience how they bring or how they arrive at their level of the business or the life or whatever. Now, if I want to create some organization where this kind of two human beings, they are connect, where young people with motivation, because young is no means be motivated. A lot of young people, they don't want to do nothing. Like a lot of the elderly, they don't have the motivation to bring energy to somebody else. And I want to create an organization where elderly teach young people to the process of the business, how becoming a businessman, how becoming a not only businessman, but two better human being,
Yeah, I think that's a great goal. I feel like I've noticed that when you talk to elderly people, whether they're rich, poor, or whatever, like they've experienced so much of life that they just want to talk and share their experiences. That's something that I've noticed. And so I feel like because they're no longer as valued by society, that when someone actually listens to them or cares about them, like that really makes them want to talk. Like I speak to old people at my pharmacy job, and some of them can literally talk for 30, 40 minutes. And if I don't shut them up, they won't talk. Like they won't stop talking. So I definitely agree, man. And then for the younger people, it makes sense too, because, younger people like me and even younger people were always trying to learn, try to figure out, how did you get so successful? And I feel like older people have an obligation to share that, Yeah. And so I know with your book, your proceeds are going to to an organization of that cause, or your donations, right?
Yeah, correct. Like one of my goal for the book will be like donate wherever I sell to donation related in elderly, and donation related and organization related in young people, where they have like nowadays some kind of disability, some kind of the problem, because this is something bring me really really motivated in my life. I think so when you growing like a human being, like a businessman, you have I told you, like obligation. This book is something to share with other human being, and wherever I receive to this book will be donated to this kind of association.
Yeah. Well, I applaud the goal. I applaud your philanthropic efforts, and I wish that your business continues to grow so that you can continue to be philanthropic and servant. Jacopo, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. I learned a lot about Italy. I learned a lot about you, and I learned a lot about just the nature of entrepreneurship. If people would like to reach out to you or connect with you, or even order your book, how can people do that?
Yeah, I have like my website is www.healthyrichandhappy.com, where you possible pre-order the book. It will coming the 15 December 2024, and help me in this process to share good word, good strategy, and good knowledge to other human beings. And in my Instagram, in Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker, where I try to share some different knowledge based in what I love, try to share good thing to human being and real estate.
Yeah. And one thing I want to ask you before you leave, I'm just curious, because you've been working on this book for like 4 years and nearly every day, according to you. How do you feel about the release of the book? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I am like really. I working every day to try to share this information to more people as possible, because I have a goal to I know how many book I want to sell, and I have this kind of the goal. This means I feel really good with myself, because I do whatever I told to do to myself. It means I working hard, and I want to arrive to share with more people as possible this information. The excitement is every time in me, because if I don't have excitement, I don't moving forward to my goal.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's beautiful, man. Well, I wish you best of luck, and I hopefully you're able to achieve your goal, and I hope my podcast can play a role in that. And thank you, Jacopo.
Thank you. I really appreciate. I love your energy, and I love your question, because it's coming from somebody want to learn.
Yeah.
When you want to learn, I want to share with you. I see in you like me when I have your age, and what's going on. When you want to learn, everything will coming beautiful in your life. Remember.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Jacopo.
Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your day, my friend.
Yeah.